Hey, this is Randy with Maximum Audio Video. My buddy Joe, we're on our little extended cigarette break, and I've had a lot of people ask me how I cut the hole in the side of the F-150 enclosure, the top of the F-150 enclosure, to accommodate the odd shape of the JL Audio 10 TW3 woofers. And this is a extra piece from that enclosure, and the subwoofer actually sits roughly like right about here in the enclosure. You can see the meat where I allowed in here to cut this out, put the subwoofer in. So I don't have one of these put together to show you guys how to do it in the angle, but you'll get the gist of it. What I am going to show you is how to do it in this as if this was the angle. Now I pre-cut 10W3 hole, flush trim. We all know how to do that. So this is part one of the jig. It's a 3-piece jig. This is piece one. Piece two is this 2-piece plug. So we have the shape of our 10W3 or TW3 and the hole, the mounting hole. So you place that inside there, so the two made up. Right. Now, so this is in here. This is a little worn, so there's just a tiny little bit of slop because I've used it a lot. Now this is our alignment. We can put the woofer anywhere we want, however we want. We'll put an offset or square it up or however you want to do it. You can set it this way, you turn it. Then comes the next piece, piece number 3. This is the outer ring. So this is the outside of the TW3, and it's pre-gapped. So this is already set up to do carpet, and with a little bit of gap on it so that the woofer can go in and out, and you don't have to pry it out, anything like that. But this is already set up for that. And this aligns like that. So now you have that piece. So this turns into your template. What we're going to do, get rid of our tape. And we are going to use one of my favorite bits that used to be called the death bit, but my buddy Miguel Vega, he changed that to the dead bit. And I've stuck with the dead bit since then, and I like name dropping, and it's a bottom bearing bit. Top bearing bit, I'm sorry, it's a top bearing bit. That is now the dead bit, thanks to Miguel. So now I'm just going to put this here, line this up how I want it. For purposes of this, it's perfectly fine. I'll end up using this as a template later on. And I pop my tool, my jig out. So there's my plug, no longer needed. And now it's centered. That aligned it, so everything will be centered when it drops in. Everything will be golden. We don't need this anymore. Now, I highly recommend using the Jeff Cantrell dust mask, safety mask. This is all Jeff, but I don't have the hair for it, so I don't use it. But Jeff does. Jeff's a great guy, and everybody should use it. All right? Maybe I'll get some JC for it. It's gonna get a loud, dust collector, router. We're gonna cut this one out. Take our badass Joey at 12 volt tools, another name drop. Pry bar, get rid of our template. And we have a countersunk TW3 on an already built enclosure. So this is for doing like an already built enclosure. If you don't know exactly where your subs are going to land when you're building the box, or you decide to add TW3s, or you already built the box and you're like, shit man, I want to countersink them. This is how you do it. It works every time once you have those plugs made. Right? Same thing goes, I use the same kind of setup when I make these. When I countersink all these routers, here I have the same 3-piece jig. I cut one hole, drop a piece in, drop the other one, remove one, cut the next hole. Works perfectly. So for this enclosure, what I ended up doing was I attached another one of these, just a little bit bigger so I had more surface area, here. And I just used different size dead bits till I got it to the sinking I want. Now when I do that, I don't do it with the table because I'm working with a full-size enclosure. Most of the time I use this. This is my handheld router table. So I'll put it in here, set it to the height, and move it around on top. And I use this because instead of having a small base, it won't roll or fall off the edges. I'm always covered by the base. So, piece of cake, 6061, nothing special. You can see, if Joe zooms in, it's got a little bitty dead bit in there because I was using it last time for something else. So that's it. That's how you do it. Feel free to shoot me a message if you have any questions, and make sure you see my buddies Joey at 12 Volt Tools and get some stuff. And we're at Tampa Maximum Audio Video. Thanks.